Yes, he invited me to State House on Monday this week. And yes, I did hold a meeting with him, and we discussed a number of things. He asked me why I had declared when the party electoral commission had not declared the campaign period. I told him that I acted strictly within the law because, of course, I know what I was doing. The party has issued the campaign roadmap. We have dates. Elections begin actually this month within the party. The National Electoral Commission has declared and published its roadmap. So I don't see why anyone says that it's not election season. It is.
So he doesn't really want you to run against him, does he?
Well, I don't know. He didn't tell me that because he didn't tell me that he wanted to run. And actually, on the other hand, I told him that I was so far unopposed.
Unopposed because he hasn't declared his intention, is that right?
He has not declared his intention, and I hope I can persuade him to maintain that, not declare his intention to run.
The truth of the matter is President Museveni remains very popular in the ruling party, and he's also very popular in the country. Do you honestly feel like you stand a realistic chance of winning against him?
Well, as the English saying goes, the taste of the pudding is in the eating. Let's see. Let's see when we get there.
You do fancy your chances, though?
I have no doubt at all.
You have no doubt that you will win the next election?
I have absolutely no doubt that if the process is transparent and democratic, the outcome, I know.
You understand, though, that that's what many opposition leaders in Uganda have wanted, a transparent and democratic process, and yet you have been part of that government that to them has been unfair to them and hasn't given them a shot at winning elections.
No, the NRM has introduced many fundamental reforms in our electoral process. There are still other reforms that we need to introduce following the experiences we've had in the many elections we've held, and I have made public statements to the effect that actually many of the demands by the opposition of reforms of the electoral law are valid, and I support them.
People who are opposed to you running for president are saying that you're not offering any fresh ideas, that you are part of the system. You've been part of the system for the last 30 years, and surely you cannot claim to be a fresher pair of eyes than President Museveni is.
No, but you see, what we are talking about is consolidating the gains, the achievements we have delivered in the country as NRM, as a government, and looking at the challenges we have, the new challenges, for instance, transform the economy. NRM has done very well in rebuilding the economy of Uganda because...
Which is the ruling party?
Yes, because the economy was in shambles. Now we have a manufacturing sector, we have done a bit of work on infrastructure, but we still have challenges of unemployment. We still challenges of deep-seated corruption in government. We have challenges in incompetency in the performance of institutions.
Why didn't you fix those things that you're talking about as challenges?
Yes, because I was not in a position to do so, because I didn't have the power. I didn't have the authority to do that.
Now, President Museveni has come out recently and said that if there are any failures, any weaknesses in the system, it's partly because you as Prime Minister failed to supervise and to make sure that the reform you talk about was actually achieved.
I was Prime Minister for 3-4 years.
Surely that's enough time to make an impact.
We have been in power for 30 years, and so you can't blame all these failures on me. But of course, in Uganda, it is very well known. President Museveni always takes credit, gives himself credit for all success, and blames others for all failure. For me, I don't do that. I have been in government, and I accept responsibility for all the failures, but I share credit for the success because I have been part of it. I believe in establishing an efficient system of work, having government institutions that are very well staffed by people who are appointed not because of their loyalty to the leadership, but because of their competence. We have done a great deal. We have learned lessons. Let's build on that in order to improve.
There are also allegations of corruptions that have, sort of characterized a good part of your career. People have alleged that you are corrupt and you're involved in all sorts of corrupt dealings while you're in government. Are you corrupt?
Well, lest your statement gives the impression that this has been the case for the 30 years we have been in power. It's not true. Actually, I was known as Mr. Clean until 2008 when the first allegations came up. And that was after we had been in power for 22 years. I was known as Mr. Clean. These allegations began in 2008, and they were all handled by Parliament, by all institutions of government that carried out investigations, and they all turned out to be false.